I'm failing right now. Have you ever just put so much time, effort, and money into the things you're passionate about just for people to laugh and think that you have nothing to show for it? I know I have. You know, I work with a lot of amazing reptiles such as chameleons, collar lizards, green tree pythons, hognose snakes, and a lot more. But the one as of late that seems to really catch people's eyes is the electric blue day gecko. And this animal is just incredibly beautiful and in my opinion one of the bluest reptiles there is. And when I first got into these guys, I realized that I had to get more people aware of these amazing creatures, so I started my own breeding project. Well, fast forward some time from then, I was able to actually hatch out some of my own day geckos, right? I was super ecstatic. They were so incredibly tiny, like when I put my pinky next to them, you could just see how small they really were. And man, it was so adorable. I just loved to look at them. And I even noticed that one of them was starting to eat his newborn shed skin. So I immediately rushed to put him in the nursery, and then I decided to give him space because that's what I like to do with new babies, right? But then something happened, and I have some really bad news. One of them didn't make it. You guys are the one with the stuck shed? I found that one dead, and like when I found it dead, its mouth was actually stuck partially open. And then when I went to go investigate it, I found out that it was trying to eat its shed, right? Because that's what geckos do. And then when I looked in its mouth, it actually had some of the incubation media, the vermiculite, stuck in its mouth. So as it was eating its shed skin, it was like getting that vermiculite in its mouth and it's choked to death. And it just makes me feel god awful about it. But to be honest with you guys, I actually had some day gecko babies hatched the week before this clutch. And when I went to go look at them, they were already dead inside the tube. So what happened was, you see, when I actually have these little tubes, and then there's a little cap, these are just floral tubes. So the geckos will typically lay eggs inside this tube, but when I was incubating them, I had the tube closed like this, right? I was like, it'll hold humidity well and stuff. Well, they totally made it through hatching, right? But when I opened it up and took a look, they were stacked on top of each other, just dead. And what happened was that they were actually like, there was yolk from the egg, right? And they actually drowned in it. They couldn't get out, they got stuck right here on the lid, so they drowned in their yolk. And you know, with the failure from the week before this, and then this one choking on the incubation vermiculite, it just makes me like kind of hate myself, dude, you know? It's like, even though I have years of experience breeding reptiles, it's just like, sometimes you ask yourself like, man, do I just suck? Am I a terrible person? And like, honestly, I kind of feel like a low point right now with what happened. But you know, without failures, there's no such thing as success. And like, all reptile breeders go through this thing, dude. But no, it just sucks because this is my favorite project that I invested into in 2022. You know, I was super excited for those electric blue day geckos. And now I just had 2 failures in a row, and it just kind of feels like a low point, man, you know? But remember, like, with any success, there's always going to be failures, and you just can't give up. You have to keep trying, dude, you know? Everyone thinks it's sunshine and rainbows breeding animals. I don't care if it's reptiles, dogs, cats, even human babies. Do you think everything makes it when they're first born? No, there's always deaths, dude. But with every mistakes, you gotta learn from them and how to be better. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. And how I'm gonna correct this is by, with any gecko species from now on, I'm gonna be using actual perlite for my incubation media. I've always used vermiculite, this soft, like nice little grainy stuff. And the reason why I chose this before, because it has like antibacterial molding effects. But since it's so grainy, that's why the gecko choked on this. But if you go over here to the perlite, look, see, it's just like nice and chunky, and there's no way that little tiny gecko is going to get that in its mouth while trying to eat its shed skin. So this is how I'm going to make up for it. But you know, I've always used this for chameleons and other lizard species, no problem whatsoever. Like, at all. This has always been perfect for me. But now with geckos, I just gotta change it up. And you know, I honestly really hate the fact that I'm actually putting this on video and documenting it. No one likes to fail on the internet, but you know, I think it's really important for people to actually know about this in case they ever decide to breed blue day geckos, you know? I bet you one day my future customers, whether they follow me on YouTube, Instagram, blah, blah, whatever, I can always refer them back to this video so they don't make the same mistakes as me. And I think it's really important that we start documenting things like this. We gotta help out the future generation, you know? We don't grow if we hold the secrets back from each other, so I just want to be honest with you guys. But I don't want to leave this video on a bad note, because I got some good news too. The good news is that the other one is still alive, even though it's been a week later now. Like, I've actually been able to get him to like eat off like a little skewer for me. I've been watching him drink, but I will say though, it is so stressful taking care of something that's barely bigger than an ant. As you see this little cage right here, every day I've been looking for him like, hey, where are you? Oh no.
He escapes. He died.
Well, no, and then like 30 minutes after looking for him, I'll just find him like right under a leaf, and I'm like, are you serious, dude? But no, I'm just really glad that this one's still alive and I still have something to show for it. And I decided I'm gonna make this guy a future breeder here as I incubated this guy to be a male. But let me know down in the comments, what should I name this guy? And another good thing is that I'm still collecting eggs and I'll be able to incubate them right this time. And guys, the point of this video is that don't give up, even when you feel like you're failing. When you reach that goal, it's just gonna make it that much sweeter. You're gonna have failures along the way. I really hate the content creators that never show any exposure of their failures. They always act like it's perfect. Dude, it doesn't work like that, you know? Like, it's refreshing sometimes when people just are honest. So like, hey, I failed at this, you know? And people can learn from that kind of thing. Man, if I would have just gave up every time I failed, then I would have never been able to achieve such awesome things like hatch out these amazing blazing blue collar lizards or these red and white chameleons, or have this awesome chameleon sunroom, or even buy my house with it. So whatever it is you love, stick to it, guys. All right, guys, my name's Ryan and you're watching Mighty Morphin Reptiles. Peace.